Hello students, welcome to Botany Pulse. In this video, we'll learn about plant and water relation. To learn about plant and water relation, we should be friendly with some terminologies. The first term is absorption. So what the absorption means? Absorption is a physical or a chemical process where a substance enter inside the solid, liquid or a gas. Like when a sponge is dipped in a water, the sponge absorbs the water. This is called absorption. Second term is adsorption. Adsorption, it is a surface phenomena where adsorbate ether on the surface of adsorbent, forming a thin film around, like a solid in which liquid droplets are adhere on the surface of the solid. It is not absorbed inside the solid, but it form a thin layer around it. So which here liquid act as a adsorbate, and on the substance in which this liquid will be adsorbed is called adsorbent. So the solid will be adsorbent. Now the second term is exothermic. Exothermic means that when any reaction proceeds, so it releases the energy. In contrast to the endothermic reaction, in which to proceed any reaction, we need energy in the form of a heat or any form. The fifth term is solute. Solute is any substance which is dissolved, and it is always in a smaller amount. And the sixth term is solvent. Solvent is any medium in which solute is dissolved, and solvent is always in a large amount. So likewise, when we make a solution of a sugar, here the sugar is solute and the water is solvent, and when we mix both together, a homogeneous mixture is formed. This is called a solution. So solution is solute plus solvent. And in during plant and water relation, when we study, will come around a very frequent term, that is concentration gradient. So what does it mean? It is a gradual concentration difference difference of a solute in between two regions. Like one region will have a higher concentration of solute and other will have a lower concentration. I hope you have understand all these terms. Now we'll come to the first plant and water relation topic, that is imbibition. Imbibition, what is it? So imbibition is defined as adsorption of a liquid on a solid surface. Likewise, here in the diagram you can see that liquid is imbibed over the solid, which is called imbibant, and liquid which is imbibe is called imbibate. Okay. So imbibition is a exothermic reaction, means what we have learned just before. Exothermic is any process in which heat is released. So during imbibition, heat is released. It is a physical and a passive process. Passive means it does not require any energy. Condition which is necessary for imbibition is force of attraction between the surface and a liquid should be greater, means any surface which is not having the attraction for that imbibate, so how will it imbibition occur? So there should always be a force of attraction between the surface and a liquid. There should be affinity of adsorbent for the liquid, means that solid surface should has the affinity to absorb that liquid. Okay. Then the third condition is water potential difference between the imbibant, which is solid, and imbibate, which is liquid. So there should always be a difference between water potential, means to say that very common example of imbibition you have seen during the rainy season, when a wooden door swells here what occurs that the water is adsorbed around the door of the wooden. Uh, so there, if the door is dry, so the imbibition will occur. When door is already wet, so how does the imbibition will occur? So this is the potential difference between the two imbibant and the imbibate should be there. Now the factors affecting the imbibition. What are the factors? First factor is temperature. Temperature is directly proportional to the imbibition, means higher the temperature, higher will the imbibition process occur. High affinity, higher will be the imbibition. We have just learned in the second one, in condition that affinity of the adsorbent should be there for a liquid. Okay. Then water potential, we have just learned in the third condition that water potential helps for the imbibition. Water potential is also directly proportional to the process of imbibition. Then fourth one is increasing. When will increase the external pressure, imbibition decreases. Okay. Now let's learn about the few examples about imbibition. The first example is germination of the seed. Here, when we put a seed in the soil, in the moist soil, the water gets absorbed around the testa, which help to swell and rupture. Then the seed germination occurs. Now I have just told about the swelling of wood and door during the rainy season. That's the imbibition. The third one is water absorption by root. Yes, when the water absorbed by the root, the first thing is the absorption of the water in the root. Then water enters inside the cell and move through the xylem vessels. The fourth example is emerging of a seedling out of the soil. That's too about by the imbibition with the help of imbibition pressure. The fifth one is swelling of resin when we kept in the water. The resin when we keep in the water for overnight, it swells the next morning. That is due to imbibition. Now the second term in this plant-water relation is the diffusion. What is diffusion? So the definition of the diffusion is movement of a solute from a high concentration to the lower concentration gradient. Okay, this is also a passive and a spontaneous process, means it does not require any use of energy. So how the diffusion occur in solid, liquid and gases? Though the maximum diffusion occurs in the gases, then comes to the liquid, and least is in the solid, or we can say very negligible. Okay, so the diffusion process occur till the equilibrium. Equilibrium means what? When just see in this diagram that the KMNO4 palette here is you, and next in the next video we'll learn about osmosis.